Hello and welcome back to the May Gas Leak. This is bonus puzzle number 4. It's called 0 to 8 Arrow Sudoku by Clover. 0 to 8 Sudoku rules apply. Place a digit from 0 to 8 in each empty cell in the grid, such that each row, column, and 3 by 3 box contains each digit exactly once. Arrow, the digits along each arrow, sum to the digit in the attached circle. So what does that mean? Well, if we take a look, this is a 0 to 8 Sudoku. So instead of each row, column, and box containing the digits 1 to 9, they contain 0 to 8. What that does for us in this case is, if it was just a Sudoku, right, no variant, then it would just be a classic Sudoku. Classic Sudoku is not like a math thing, right? It's a symbols thing. You could replace all of the numbers with colors or shapes or pictures, whatever, it wouldn't make a difference to the puzzle itself. But the second we add in math with the arrows, this 0 to 8 really matters because if we looked at these very long arrows here, normally, let's try to minimize, right? This would be 1, 2, which is 3. This would be 1, 2, 3, which is 6. So already 3 and 6 is 9, plus 3 is 12, and let's say this is 1 would be 13. This would just be an impossible arrow in a normal Sudoku. But with the addition of 0, then we change our minimums. This would be like 0, 1. This would be 0, 1, 2. This would be 0, 3. And we're able to do a little bit more in that case. And that would give us all of the digits along the arrow sum to the circle. And that's it. Those are the rules. Let's just jump right into it. All right, so probably we start with the 4 as opposed to the 3, and we'll see if we can get similar restrictions. Because if we minimize here, 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, so 0, 1 is 1, 1, 2 is 3, and then 4, 0. If we did that, yeah, but the second you do 4, 0, this would have to be 1, 3, which is equivalent to 4. So, because 1, 3, 4 is 8, right? You can't have 9 here. So this actually is forced to be 0, 4, 0, 1, 2, and 0, 1. It has to be 8. As a result, this then is forced to be 1 because then this also does the same exact thing. We'll get 0 here, the 1 will give us 1 here. This will be 0, 2, this will be 0, 1, this will be 1, 2, and this will be 0, 1, and that'll give us 8 here. That's the only way I see to fill that out. Minimum here is 2. Then minimum here would be 0 here, and it can't be 1, 2, because we already know this is 1 or 2, so it would be 1, 3. So minimum here is 6. It's not that restrictive. Hmm. What are we missing here? See, that seems pretty straightforward, right? This makes sense. Obviously, normally this would have a minimum of... Oh, actually, this is interesting. 0, 1, 2. This is going to be 3. And this can't be 0, 1 because we have 0, 1 here. So let's say this was 1, and you could do 0, 2. 0, 2, 3 means a minimum of 5. So 5, 7, 8. I think the same is necessarily true here. So this will be 6, 7, 8. Right, 0, 1, let's say that's 1. This could be 0, 2. This would have to be a minimum of 3. But the problem then becomes, this is 0, 2. Yeah, it can't be. It can't be 0, 2, because if it is 0, 2, then this would be forced immediately to be 1, 3, 4 to make 8, but then this, because of the 0 restriction here, the 1 restriction is a little less, but the 0 restriction, this at a minimum is 1 plus 2. And if this at a minimum is 1 plus 2, you only have 5 more to work with. And you also can't go too high here because of the restriction there. If you made this, first of all, it couldn't even be 1, 2, 0 because you know this has to be 1, 2, 0, which means minimum 1 here, 0, 3 means you have 4. 4, 3 is 7. You could go all the way up to 0. Wait, yes, 1 with 0, 3. You could theoretically go up to 1 with 0, 4, but 1 with 0, 3, let's say, makes this 2, 4, 6. But then what options do we have here? Because this is a minimum of 3, right? So this is minimum 3 with... Yeah, wow, the interactions here are very interesting. There's probably a more intelligent way to approach this, but this is what I'm seeing. So if this is forced to be 3, right, we minimize it, the most this can be is 5, which means this is either 2, 3, which would make sense. This would be 1 with 0, 4. Because if otherwise, if you do, I guess you could do 1, 4 here. And then make this like 0, 2, 3. Either way, these are all 8. Because this is a minimum of 5. This is a minimum of 5. Because in this case, the minimum of 5 digits is not 15, but it's 10. Because it's 0 to 4. So with the minimum here of 3 and the minimum here, yeah, it has to be, there we go. 7 minutes in, and we've placed some 8s. What that does for us is, well, it places 3, so let's do that. Thing is, this is a little bit different. So this is still a minimum of 5, but this is 2, which because this is 2, this could theoretically actually go up to 6 instead. So this is 2, 3. Well, it can't be. Oh my goodness. Wait, I was saying this could be 2, 3. That makes no sense because of the 3 here. Hello. This has to be the 1, 4, which means this is 0, 2, 3. Here, though, this theoretically could be 4, because you could do 1, 3 here with 0, 2, 4. No, but sorry, this is already 3, so how could it be? Wait, no, wait. 4, 1, 3 is okay, sorry. 4, 1, 3 to make 8, but then this would be 0, 2, 4 with 0, 2, and that would make 8. So actually this is again double 8. Could it be, could it ever be 4 with 1, 2? No, because then there would be 0, 3, 4, and there's too much going on here. So this 0, 2 could be 7 if this is 5, and this can be 5 being 0, 2, 3. With 1, 4, 3. So I think, is it no matter what, this has to be 8, but this could be 7. So this is either 3 or 4, and if it is 3, then that allows this 3, 1, 4, 0, 2, 3, 0, 2 to be 7. Hmm. All right, well, something I wasn't considering here, which means I broke in something, is that we know that this will be 1, 2, and this will be 2 something, which means 2 always goes here, which means it's actually impossible for this to be 8. So I overlooked something here. I'm pretty sure this has to be 8. I don't see any option because of how the 0 restricts things. I think I've missed something here because this certainly has to be 2 because 2 will go here and here, unless I've messed something up with this. But I think this makes sense. 2 will have to go here, which forces 8 here, which makes this 7. If this is 8, then this has to be 7, and if this is 7, then could this have the 0? 1, 2, 3. This could be 1, 2, 3, 0, 2 to make 8. So that leaves us with 0, 4 here, and that gives us that this has to be 3. So that makes sense. This is 3. This is forced to be 0, 4. This is 1, 2, 3 with 0, 2, where we know this can't be, this has to be one of 1 or 2, and this will be the other one of 1 or 2 with 3. This will be 0, 2, and this is forced to be 8. I think that now makes sense. We get 8 in the center here. And with all of that, I have all these ideas of digits, but the question is where do we actually go with them? Like here, 3, this is going to be 0, 4. It has to be 0, 4. I'm fairly certain, which means this is 0, this is 1. And then the 1, 2, 3 is a 1, 2, 3 triple across here, and a 1, 2 pair across here. So that means 3 goes between these two cells, but what else can we do with that? Where does 2 go? 2 is always contained within these sets here, which means this has to be 2. What did I say this was? This is 1, 4. This will be 2. This is 2. We know this can't be 2. This has to be 0, 1. That means this is also 2 in this opposite corner. 2 on this one and this one. In both cases, place 2, 1 and 0, 2 here. Well, we know 2 can't. Well, okay. This is like a uniqueness thing. Maybe there's certainly down the line a different way to do this, but we know 2 will go between these two cells and between these two cells. Well, we know that if this is 2, then this actually has to be the 3, because this would be 1, this would be 2, this would be 1. Problem is, if this is 2, then you're not. No, well, sorry, no, never mind. Doesn't make sense. It's it's just that this if this was just 3, sorry, that's the I'm kind of explaining it backwards. If this is 3, then it allows for this 1, 2 unresolvable thing, right? This could be 1 with 1, 2, 2, or it could be 2, 2, 1, 1. So this could never be 3 because there would be no Sudoku way to resolve this set. I don't know. I know that it makes sense, but I don't know if I like the application here. Let's see if we can push it a little bit further, and we'll maybe come back to it. 1, sorry, I've completely missed this whole time. 0, 1, of course, means that this is going to be 1, 4. The 1 here, oh no, this is 0, 4. I forgot. This is 0, 4, but the 1 here actually does just place 1 here, which means this is 2, 3. So that actually just completely negates everything I was just talking about. But yeah, as we see, this does have to be the 3. 3 cannot go here. Besides the Sudoku bit, it just wouldn't have allowed for a resolvable Sudoku. Anyways, 2, 3 is 5. We have options. Could be 2, 4. Don't know yet. So 0 gets a 0 here. 2, 3. All right, we can place a lot of things as a result. 0, 0, 4. It's funny, I used the 0, 1 to place the 1, but I forgot the 0, 1 also places the 0, 4. Clearly my brain's a little broken this morning. I only got through the first 3 bonus puzzles last night, and then I decided to take a break. So this is the next morning here. 4 heading off to classes. 3 gets us what? We get 3 here. 3, 0, and something. Do get 3 here. Depends what goes here. Let's double check. Zeros are done. Ones are done. Twos are done. Threes we know are not done. Have an X-wing to deal with. Four is 7. 5 is 8. You know that 7 does have to go between these two cells, but can we do better? 8 has to go between these two cells. 8 has to go between these two cells. Well, what are we missing? 7, 8, and 4. So this is just no matter what 4, right? So now let's think about this. 1, 4 is 5. Can't have 0, 1, or 2 here. This is 3. There we go. 3, 1, 4 is 8. 8, 7. It was very easily resolvable. 3, 4 here. 3 now places our final 3. So we are now done with 3's fully. And then we'll get 8 here. Let's double check our 8's. Yeah, we are done with 8's. So can we do better with 7's, or do we just need to figure out what's going on with 4, 5, 6, like those ones, how those will play into it? Now we're thinking about 4's. There we go. 4 has to go here, here. This can never be 4, so this is 4. 4, 2 forces 6 here. 6 gives us 6, gives us 6, gives us 6, and 6, and 6. All right, now it's just figuring out what that is to help us resolve that. However, that does give us 5 here, 5 here. This will be 7. Five, 4, 4, 6, 5, 7. 5. This is going to be 4 here. 4, 4. There we go. 6. I was like, how do we not have 4's resolved yet? We do. 6 is... Now 6 is resolved. Let's check our 5's because there seems to be a lot of gaps in our knowledge there. And this will be 7, 7, and 7, and we are done in 20 minutes and 46 seconds with 0 to 8 arrow Sudoku by Clover. Got a little stuck on some of those arrows. Again, these are times where for some reason I just couldn't keep track of I have 0, 1 here or I have 0, 4 here. Because the second that I figure those things out, I should be thinking, okay, well, what do these pointing sets look at? But hopefully you try this for yourself, and you'll let me know down below how you went through the puzzle. But with that, hopefully you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.